Hi everyone, welcome to our vlog on health and wellness. So today our topic is communication in relationship. So I think we all understand how important is it communication, how important it is, right? Be it any relationship, be it a parent-child relationship, or be it a relationship between couples, any kinds of relationship, communication is the key, right? Even for if you think about a job, you need to communicate really well to your superiors or let's say your team members. So communication is the key, right? If you write right information at the right time is really important. No, communication is it's hold the key for any good and long lasting relationship. So let's say today we want to focus, let's say, a little bit on communication in relationship, let's say especially for couples, right? Now, okay, why is it important, right? Now, see, think about couples meeting for the first time. They just don't know each other, okay? How would they get to know each other? Now, to knowing each other at the offset, you need to start communicating, right? You might be telling what's your likes and what's your dislikes, right? Or also you need to know what are the other person's likes and dislikes, okay? And then getting to know each other, the first stage, let's say you're meeting a stranger, right? So that's the first thing you got to do. You got to know the other person, and the knowing other person is again starting out the communication, right? What he likes, what he doesn't like, what are his priorities in life. So to speak, these are the first thing, right? Now again, so next stage is, let's say you now know the other person. Now you want to know other person in depth, really you don't know other person really well. So now in that phase of your life, probably now what comes is sometimes misunderstanding, right? You know the other person a bit, but you don't know them too well. So there is a possibility of misunderstanding. Now how would you misunderstand, how would you can avoid that misunderstanding? Again, communication holds the key. If you know what are his morals and ethics and values, so you probably don't like to mess around with them. So you know that, okay, this person doesn't like those things, or these are his standards and morals and values. Maybe you don't play around with those things, so that will not upset the other person really well. So that case, there will not be going to be much of misunderstanding in a relationship. Also, communication also helps you to set clear expectations, right? During the relationship or during any kind of relationship, you might want to tell the other person, look, this is what I expect from our relationship. So now I have told you this is what I look forward in relationship. Also, you can let me know what you look forward in relationship. That way there's a clear expectation between the couple, right? So then again, this can only happen there is proper communication, okay? And communication need not be always verbal. It could be non-verbal as well. So let's say body language, right? You making gestures, so the other person know that he or she is really upset with you. So communication can take multiple forms. So in today's vlog, in subsequent parts, I'll discuss with my wife also if she has faced any issues with, of course, communication need not be, as I said, in terms of always in a couple, different kinds of communication as well. And the last part, I can tell you how you can build a, communication, a good communication relationship. Also, I'm going to tell you how at times our communication can be a problem. Yeah. Hi Devati, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. And how's your week?
Nice. Lots of words
Lots
as
of
well.
work.
As well.
Yeah. So today our vlog is about communication relationship. I understand we are in a pretty new relationship, but need not be in terms of relationship as a couple. It could be, between parents and children as well, brothers and sisters, and any kind of communication. But we'll try to focus a little bit more on the couple side. But in general, there's also communication. So do you think really communication in general, not only for relationship, do you think communication is important between two people?
It is important if you go in professional life or personal life. In
Mhm.
both cases, communication is important
Okay.
to build a relationship or to. It's not about the relationship. If you want to do any work together, communication is important. If you want to do work with your manager or with your boss and colleagues, that also communication is important.
So could you let me know a few instances, or I would say few instances where you would have seen challenging situations?
Actually, I face two issues. One is the miscommunication and is the lack of communication.
Okay, okay. So could you explain what you mean by that?
First I'll tell about the miscommunication. Miscommunication means this is the main problem for me, miscommunication. Lack of communication, sometimes I face lack of communication, sometimes I did not face.
Okay.
But miscommunication is important, one of the important for me. Actually, suppose if I want to tell my colleagues or my friends or anyone, any person of my family. So suppose if I want to, I don't want to tell one thing, but suppose I told X thing, right? But they understand not X, they understand Y. Instead of X, they understood Y. Okay, so that is the I didn't want to tell Y. I would like to tell X, right?
Okay.
But they understood Y thing.
Yes.
Right. So this is one of the biggest problem for me. In many I if I want to tell any to my friends, my best friend, my colleagues, or any person of my family, I face such kind of the issue.
Yes. So how do you think you can get rid of miscommunication? Do you have any idea how you can avoid it?
Miscommunication avoid. I can whatever thing I want to tell, I have to tell very clearly. So after telling this thing, so I have to ask them so they have understood or not. If they will not understand me, then I have to again repeat and immediately I have to take the feedback from them.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are two, three things. One thing is probably the body language of the other person. Sometimes you know the other person can understand anything. Just looking at them, the body language will probably look like that, and they didn't understand anything. Or sometimes
Sometimes it may happen if they understand
something else.
Something else.
Okay, yeah, that's sometimes then maybe if you have that issue, then maybe
after communication, feedback is also important. I have to ask them what they have
understood. So you said you faced also lack of communication.
Lack of communication.
So
I didn't face
lots,
but I faced lack of communication means. So I thought that the topic is not important for him or her.
Okay.
Right. That I thought, but I should not think about this thing.
You should. Okay.
First, we have to understand what are the things that are important for him or her.
Right.
If this is important, I should have talked with him or her regarding this thing. I thought it meant not
with that person
not the person important that I didn't tell. That's why so for him or her, this is one of the important.
Yes.
So that is the lack of the communication.
Actually, I think that's probably it's very important for any good relationship also. So sometimes let's say for a
So
stranger.
I should not think about what others important. Whatever the things important, he will tell later. But I have to tell all the things. It may positive thoughts or
Negative.
some positive issues or negative issues. All the issues I have to tell to some at least people go for any relationship.
But I think one thing you clearly said right now. What is it important? It might be that important for the other person. You thought it might not be important. But I think to know what is important for the other person, there also need to be communication. You first need to ask, right? Or at least if he or she is telling you, that's good enough. If he or she is not telling you, maybe you got to go and ask, do you really think that is important for you? If he says yes, then probably got to say it. Because if you don't ask, he or she you might be assuming that is not important for you. So go and ask if you think
that was the issues.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask someone what are the important things for you.
For that person.
So that's why I thought that.
That happens sometimes. But I think the crux to it, if you think that thing could be important to other person, better go and ask.
This is mainly for if you go to a relationship.
Yeah.
But in relationship. If you are not relationship. So lack of communication, suppose if you work together, so if you want to do something or do some project, so first you have to tell what are the things you want to do. Okay, so some division works are there, so first you have to tell you colleagues.
Okay, so that is probably setting clear expectations.
Yeah.
This is what you want to do, and that's how we can go about it. So I think as you
then also if you do not tell about this thing, what your expectation and you what, that can also miscommunicate, lack of communication.
Yes. So I think if you see in a corporate setting, right, if the top boss, right, he doesn't tell his employees exactly what to do, that sometimes is a big problem. So I recently came across a news, somebody told me regarding a rope. Sometimes many managers give you a rope, right? Now with that rope you can climb. With that rope you can hang yourself.
Yes.
That means what I believe. That means that manager is not going to actually tell you what to do. He's just giving you a rope. So to climb that rope, so there has to be good communication between manager and of course the team member. So communication is important everywhere in general. But yeah, great to know your perspective about communication. So I think in the subsequent blog I'll tell you how you can improve communication, what are the key factors. Also at times our communication could be a problem. So that also I'll discuss in the subsequent part of the blog. Thanks for the question. Hi everyone. So you would have heard from my wife that probably she had faced some issues with miscommunication or lack of communication, right? So now in this part, I want to talk more about how you can build communication in a relationship, right? So first step would be when you are communicating with the other person. So use your eye contact, right? See, look into his eyes. At times, you avoid looking at him. So probably he or she thinks that you are just kind of disinterested the other person. So he or she might also lose interest if you don't have an eye contact. So another aspect is to practice active listening. So we all have got 2 ears and one mouth. So more than speaking, you got to listen more, right? So listening is very important. So what other person has got to say, right? Listen to him carefully. That's very important, because if you listen to other person, you really know what he or she is actually talking about. Because if you just don't listen to the other person, you never know what he wants to share with you. So active listening is kind of solves a lot of problem in its offset only. The other thing is, when you're communicating to the other person, have a gentle tone of voice. So don't raise your voice too much, because other person might your partner might really get upset with that. So try to have a gentle voice. And also, if your partner is raising his or her voice, so maybe then it's time for you to remind him or her that, look, I can actually listen to you. You don't have to raise your voice for that, because that's something is really important. And also body language, as I was saying the first part itself, right? Maybe showing a finger to someone, or getting a really looking at somebody with really anger, that is, or you're showing that you're interested in talking to the other person. So that could also make the other person upset or angry. So at least body language makes an important part. So this is, again, I said, it's kind of non-verbal side of the communication, right? So body language and active listening, these two things especially helps you to avoid miscommunication a lot. Yeah. So also appreciate little things in your partner, right? Maybe if he or she has done something really good for you, so appreciate that. Or you really like something in the other person, so you make sure that you tell the other person that, look, this is really great in you. So that also helps you to so that's second part of communication, right? It's not need not be always you are telling your challenges to the other person. Also, it's time to also you should appreciate the other person, what you like in the other person. That's really important. So at times, too much communication is a problem also. You don't have to tell every thought of yours. You don't have to. You need to probably tell the things which you think could be important, right, for the other person. But at times, you need to do periodically check with the other person if he or she is kind of okay, or kind of having any challenges. So that's okay, but not too much of it. So yeah, I mean, I hope you like my thoughts on our thoughts on this, communication. And let us know in the comments below how you think, how someone can improve their communication in relationship. Yeah. So see you in the next blog. Thank you.